A lot of you must have heard about this show called Mushoku Tensei. The show has been touted as the grandfather of all isekai animes online, and Mushoku Tensei's adaptation is a long-awaited one for all the light novel readers. As a believer in the three holy goddess faith myself, let me show you why I think that Mushoku Tensei is one of the best written anime stories out there. We started off the show with a curry-boosted asshole right off the bat, when we found out that the protag-kun was swapping off to lolly porn when his own parents' funeral was going on. That got his siblings so fucking pissed off that they just barged in and kicked him out of the parents' house. Homeless, broke, and still horny on main, because he couldn't finish beating his meat. He suddenly saw Truck-kun in his infancy racing down to send some teenagers to another world to become a competing waifu of the story. In my heart, you're always the secret fourth waifu. In that single moment, his body moved and rushed to push away the teenagers out of safety and sacrifice his own pitiable life. Regretting and thinking, maybe if he had spent all his time fapping to lolly porn into something more productive, maybe he could have become the next Eric Finman by now. But that was all far too late when he realized that. The story about his childhood was despised by a lot of people, as they said it felt disgusting and horrible, seeing him so horny and some of the rapey scenes in the anime. But the way I felt after I looked at his childhood as a whole, it felt as if he knew some of his actions were warped. They were created from the disconnection he had from his previous life, from the trauma of acting gallantly, but was bullied, tortured, and made fun of by everyone. The way he used to live was shit, and the way he still thinks is still shit. But this was his second chance at life, for him to improve himself, for him to change everything for the better. He trained in magic every day. He was bad at swords, but he still kept it up. He tried to be as polite as possible, carrying a smile every day, to the point where the others even felt distanced and weirded out by him for always smiling and being so polite despite being a child, which was stated in a future light novel part. He was by no means an overpowered protag if you think how hard he's worked and how much time he spent on strategizing every single battle he's been going in. Sure, you could say that his mana pool was like that of an infant's overflowing diaper, paired with the magic shotgun P that he could unleash within seconds without any needs for chance. But he still couldn't win one-on-one against a lot of the world powers, especially when the swords in this world doesn't seem to understand the laws of physics. He was a coward. He was powerless to save the ones he loved by himself, but he never gave up. Even knowing that he would lose, he will use all the dirty tricks up his grimy ass to try to overturn the situation. And if all else fails, he won't hesitate to beg for his family's life if it means he'll have to die. I fell in love with the story and how raw some of the things they are trying to present, the way they show him working through his traumas and depression to try his best, even knowing that sometimes it's near impossible. People will have their flaws, and that's just normal, and it's up to you if you want to change that. After reading the whole light novel, I had so much motivation to change my own life that I decided to go across the 7 seas trying to find the now famous Truck-kun, but alas, my body was not powerful enough to resist the urge of sitting in front of the computer, turning on Genshin for the 5th time today, and roaming around the empty-ass world waiting for my resin to refresh. After reading the whole light novel, I felt as if the whole world of the story was so beautifully crafted. The characters were flushed out, from his shitty days with his just as shitty dad, to his maturehood that's still horny, and his beautiful father who sacrificed so much for his family, and it all felt so satisfying. They slowly but carefully built up all the characters, but not these two. Although Rudeus never ended the story by himself, but what he achieved and the legacy he left to his kids was so beautiful. If any of you are interested in reading the light novel, then I would highly recommend it. It's a really long read, but I highly recommend it. The light novel really fleshes out all of the small details that the manga skipped, or you can just wait 10 years for the whole story to be adapted.
Hopefully.
After that, you can finally say you've lost your light novel virginity and flex your light novel knowledge on the anime-only watchers. Hope you liked my video. I've just wanted to make this video to try to convert you to the Three Holy Goddess faith. If you're already part of the Three Holy Goddess faith, then please press the sub button and the Panty Goddess will bless you in your wet dreams.